The ship is sinking. Many people in America are waking up to the truth about the church and the damage that it's doing to people. This is especially true when it comes to women. Women being seen as product or a possession instead of a person has been going on for generations. I look at the past, and I'm very grateful to live in a time where I can have a voice in my own life. The problem is we need more than one voice. The ship is sinking. According to a poll in 2020, only 47% of people said they belong to a church, mosque, or synagogue. This is down from 50% in 2018 and 70% from 1999. People can see the dangers lurking ahead if they stay on this ship. What do the people in charge of the ship do when they see people jumping off and rowing off in smaller boats as fast as they can? Do they themselves get off that ship? Do they help others get off the ship and then make sure that they get off safely? In a perfect world, this would be the case. Everyone would see that the world is changing, and we all need to change with it. Because no matter what they do, the ship is still going to sink. We already have damage to the ship, and there's no going back to sailing smoothly. The problem is, there are stubborn and hurtful people who will hold on to that ship as long as they can. They will think in their own minds that everything is okay. Someone will come and rescue me from this horrible place I'm in. Someone will get the ship going, and we can finally get home. The ship is sinking, and the people who own and operate the ships are losing their minds. If they cannot fix the ship, then they're gonna try. And they're gonna get power back by patching the ship up as best as they can. How are they gonna do that? Well, let me tell you. They're gonna start by attacking all the women on the ship. They're gonna make sure that women have no way to defend themselves. They're gonna make it harder for women to get jobs, support their families, and live on their own. They're gonna take away any sense of normal for them, because they do not see women as people. Right, enough with the allegory. The ship is the church. We're at a vital time in history where there's only two ways that we can go. The church wants everyone back in this magical land they call the 1950s, where women had children, did not work a job, and cleaned their houses all day long. They want a world where only men are in charge, when men decide how and when women can do things. They want the good old days back, when women had no power. Right now, we're seeing this fight between the future and the past. Progressives have had enough, and we need to move on. Women's rights in the 21st century should not be something that we are fighting over. There are so many other issues right now that we need to focus on. There are trans people who cannot get the health care that they need to transition. There are people who are hurt because of the hate and the bigotry of people who don't want other people to live the lives that they want to. It took years for women to get those privileges. We should not have to still be fighting for them. Women are people. They deserve the same respect and equality that men have. Why are there states that are rallying together to destroy those rights? In Texas, on May 19th, 2021, they passed a heartbeat bill. This bill tells women that after 6 weeks of pregnancy, they are not allowed to get an abortion. 6 weeks. This is normally around the time that most women find out that they are pregnant. Can you imagine being a woman who has become pregnant, and right after you find out, you're going to be forced to have it? What if you're a single mom working at McDonald's, and you know there's no way you can support that kid? The expense alone of having to carry the kid, get the vitamins and nutrients that you need, and go to your doctor's appointment would only make someone who's in financial issues worse off. Or if you're a businesswoman who's working up in their career and you want to be CEO one day, you want to fight your way to the top, but you get pregnant and you can't choose to not have that kid because the state that you live in will not let you. This is women being treated like property. Why would anyone in their right mind think that this is okay? To treat women as if they're less than men. This issue has a deep-seated connection to religion. A lot of religions did not want women to have rights. They wanted to tell them what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Women were seen as slaves. You married a woman because you wanted her to be your slave. You wanted her to cook, clean, take care of your children, and take care of you. You wanted her to bow down at your every whim. And in a lot of holy books, they say this is the way that God made it. They use religion as a tool to get what they want. And what do men want? They want to own and use whatever they want. They want to be in charge of everything all the time. They want to make the rules for everyone else to follow. But they do not have to, because they were born with a dick. Don't get me wrong. I am not making a blanket statement here. Everyone is different, and everyone has different standards. However, we see in religion, frequently, women are considered less than men, and even sometimes not even considered human. The reason that I bring this all up is because after that heartbeat pill was passed, I thought that this was just Texas being Texas, and nothing else would come of it. But I was wrong. Pennsylvania announced yesterday that they were going to pass bills as well when it comes to women's sexual health. Pennsylvania introduced a heartbeat bill, which would make it harder for women to get abortions. They introduced a bill that would make it illegal for women to get abortions after a Down syndrome diagnosis. And the other bill that they are trying to push is a bill which would keep a record of all the abortions and miscarriages that women have by producing a death certificate. This is a problem. This is why having religion and state affairs separate is so important. America is a secular nation. People came here to have freedom from religion. They thought by coming here that they could lead normal lives and not constantly fight for the rights they already have been given. We are supposed to be a welcoming and loving country, a melting pot of different faiths, cultures, and people. Many longed for the day when they would no longer be persecuted and be able to live the life that they wanted to live. America is failing in this, though. We are slowly turning into the very thing that many people wanted to run away from. The church is sinking. People are leaving, and the church is going to do everything in its power to hold on to the past. The right is holding on for dear life, and instead of looking at people and seeing their worth, they look at people and think, if people can't live in the box that I want to put them in, then I will simply force them back into that box. I'm sorry to say, evangelical Christians, but the time of keeping people that you don't like away from the public world is over. I will not let anyone go back to a time when religion ruled, and if you did not conform, you were either punished or killed. The Dark Ages are over. The king is no longer on the throne, and America is a secular, progressive country. Whether you are pagan, Christian, atheist, agnostic, or anything else, America needs your help. If you live in these states, please make sure that you vote. Make sure you call your state reps and let them know that controlling other people's bodies is not something that should ever be put into law. Let them know that the past needs to die so that the future can be bright and better for everyone. Bodily autonomy is so important. The ship is sinking. Will you get off and help others? Or are you going to go down with it just so that you can own everyone that you hate? The choice is yours. Hey friends, thanks for watching my video. If you would like to support me, you can go to my Teespring store, or my PayPal, or my Patreon. If you like what you saw here today, make sure you smash that like button, and subscribe if you haven't. Remember, only you can break out of the bubble and start thinking for yourself.